Hello everybody, welcome to the Uzzi Sports Show. I'm Jared Uzzi with today's guest Petey LaSalla. Petey, thank you so much for being here. And you're the FOGO for the University of Virginia, but what really made Virginia stand out in your recruiting process?
So originally I was getting recruited to Brown, because that's where my coach, Lars Tiffany, was at first. And then I heard the news that he switched over to Virginia. So I texted him and he still wanted me to come. And when I visited Virginia, the academics, the athletics just stood out to me. There was just so much support staff there, and I just knew I would be I'd fit in right there in Virginia.
As a FOGO, what was your experience like in the entire recruiting process?
FOGO's, it's kind of a hard position to get recruited by, because if you have one bad game, then it just looks bad for you, and they're going to go after that kid that beat you. But I mean, if you're consistent and you really put on a show like during the summer circuit, I think you can easily get recruited as a FOGO.
Yeah, with the summer circuit, because you didn't go to the biggest high school, you went to Rocky Point. So how important was summer ball to your recruiting?
Yeah, it was crucial for me because, yeah, as you said, I went to a small Rocky Point high school, and I don't think many coaches would ever watch our games there. But in the summer with Team Long Island, my club team, we played in front of many coaches, and I got great exposure and experience that way.
At Rocky Point High School, you do hold the school record for most career touchdowns, I believe. And did you ever have any thoughts of actually playing college football?
Yeah, that was always a dream of mine to play college football. I had few interests in schools like Bucknell, but that was after I was committed to Virginia, and I just didn't think those type of schools would compare academically, so I just stuck with Virginia.
And a lot of lacrosse athletes, they might play high school football for 1 or 2 years, but then stop at junior and senior year. But for you, you decided to play all 4 years. Why did you choose that, and should high school athletes continue to play multiple sports?
I chose that because personally it helped me become more tough on the lacrosse field, as lacrosse, is a very physical sport. And then I really think that kids should stay with it because like in the fall, you might not be picking up your stick as much, but if you're playing football, you're at least doing something. You're getting tougher, you're getting faster, stronger. I really think it's helpful in that way.
In your freshman year at Virginia, you had a lot of success, but the transition from high school to Division I, what was it like?
Yeah, it was very different playing at Rocky Point one year, and then the next year playing at big-time ACC Division I school. I was kind of shell-shocked at first, like with that, like school and stuff. Everything was so different to me. But then, like, I have great teammates and great coaches and stuff, so it really helped me like acclimate into the university lifestyle.
In your freshman year, you actually had a ton of success. And so what was the key to all of that?
I think in the fall, at first I struggled, just because the flow of the game is very different from high school, and then transitioning to college. It was a much different game, but just my coaches really helped me like throughout practice, really get used to the new speed of play, and I really became more comfortable as the season rolled around, and I think that really helped me feel comfortable playing in the games and helped me lead to some success.
One of those coaches was Lars Tiffany. Of course, you said he was at Brown earlier. What is it like playing under one of the most well-known coaches in college lacrosse?
Yeah, Lars Tiffany is a great guy. I would call him a defensive mastermind. Just like as you saw in the championship game, we held Yale to probably their lowest amount of goals they probably had all year, and just goes to show the type of person he is, and he really cares about all his players, and he's a really great guy.
Early in the season, I believe you guys started 1-2. You had a couple tough losses to Loyola and High Point, actually. So what really helped you guys rebound and forget the early struggle?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really rough start. I was kind of shocked that we were start off 1-2, but our senior captain Dave Smith, he held a meeting after the High Point game, and like a bunch of kids kind of were down and like thought we were like done for. And during that meeting, he just told us like, we gotta keep going. I know it's like rough right now and it's not a good start, but we're obviously a good team. We just need to like focus on our goals, and and really come together as one unit. And I really think that helped us prevail through that.
After you guys went 1-2, you guys won 3 straight overtime games. It was unbelievable. How did you guys manage to fight through those games and come out on top?
Yeah, it was just crazy the amount of overtime games we played this year, just overall. But those 3 back to back to back. I mean, it wasn't fun being a face-off guy during those, but it was just great to see our team really prevail through all like adversity and during like the games and just come back and win it. I mean, just goes to show like how committed all the guys on the team were to winning.
In those overtime games, though, as a face-off guy, you went 6 for 6, and you played really well. So what was the key for you in those big moments to come up with a ground ball for your team?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of pressure on me to take those face-offs, but yeah, I just knew if I didn't win, I'm really not putting my team in a good chance to win the game. So I really just focused my hardest, put everything I had into those 6 face-offs.
And of course, there was one of the biggest moments of this year was when you returned to Long Island for the NCAA quarterfinals against Maryland. I believe you guys are down a goal, and then a shot hits the bar. No one really knows what's going on, and the ref calls a goal, really helping you guys out. What went through your mind on that play?
I was kind of shocked that they called it a goal, but you know, you can go back earlier in the game and you watch one of their guys when they were scoring a goal. He stepped in the crease. So I mean, it kind of bounces out. I mean, I know like a lot of people say that like we shouldn't have won that game, but I think the flow of the game, we were really coming back. We had the ball the whole time. I really think we would have won no matter what. So I don't think it was that big of a deal that point.
But then you go to the semifinal game against Duke. You end up winning the game's final 8 face-offs against one of the best teams in the country. Just as a freshman, on Memorial Day weekend, probably a dream of yours all along,
Yeah.
to win those final 8 face-offs and help your team to victory. How did it feel?
Yeah, it was great to help my team really win. Obviously, the face-off is just such a small part of that comeback, but I mean, if it wasn't for guys like Crowd, all my offensive guys, defensive guys, our goalie, those comebacks will never happen. So just go give credit to them.
But your freshman season really ending off with a national championship. Everything is great, but this offseason, what have you been doing to really stay at the top of the level?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working out 5 days a week, just trying to get bigger and stronger. I've been taking face-offs throughout the week with my coach, Tommy Kelly. He's a great face-off guy. He plays in the PLL. He's from Rocky Point too, went to Virginia, so we kind of have a connection there. And so I'm always training with him and other guys from like big-time schools, so we're always together, getting reps in, make sure we're all getting better.
For your sophomore season, what are some of your individual expectations and, of course, some team expectations?
Obviously, team expectations, you know, we want to make it back and win the championship again. It's going to be like that for the rest of my time there. Those are the expectations. And then personally, I want to like play a little more offense and help contribute that way, like in early offensive situations, like attacking their FOGOs. And obviously do better, have a better face-off percentage, because having a better face-off percentage just helps my team.
Talk about being more involved on the offensive side of the ball, and in that national championship, actually, you went against Stevie Irwin, but you had 2 goals on the biggest stage in all of college lacrosse, just as a freshman. What went through your mind as you scored those 2 goals to help your team to victory?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy at first. Like my first goal, I was like, wow, I thought in my head as I was walking back to the face-off box, I was like, I just scored in the championship. Like, but it kind of faded quickly because I knew I had a long game ahead of me against one of the best to ever do it, Petey LaSalla. So yeah, it was cool for a second, but then it kind of went away.
Petey, thank you so much for your time. Everybody, I'm Uzzi. Thanks for watching.